Hey guys, Codger here. Just getting ready to shoot the intro here for the XL12, and I thought we'd do things a little bit different today. Usually, when I start a chainsaw video, I'll tell you the specifications on the saw, and we'll talk a little bit about the saw, and maybe show you a picture of what it looked like when it was new, right? Well, today I thought we would do a comparison, too, with the specifications with another saw. The reason that is the first chainsaw video I put up on my channel here of Grampy Alfred's, well, great Grampy Alfred's Lombard chainsaw. Okay. That Lombard chainsaw, that AL42, Super AL42, was modeled after the Homelite XL12. It was like their take on it, alright? So, in the interest of comparison, I thought we'd look at both of the specifications and see just what the differences were in the saws, if any, and that would give us a good look. So, first of all, the Homelite XL12, okay, produced by Homelite Textron Company, Port Chester, New York, USA. Interesting thing about Textron. You guys all know I'm a Ryobi guy, and all my power tools and stuff I usually buy Ryobi. So here's an interesting thing. Guess what the company is for Ryobi? The company behind it all. The company behind it all was a company called Textron Industries, okay? So Homelite and Ryobi are sister, brother, parent companies, you know what I mean? They're all tied in together. So that's pretty cool. So, let me see. The XL12, Homelite XL12, was produced from 1964 to 1988, and engine displacement for 54.2 cc. Alright, now, hang on just a minute. The Lombard, okay, I think, let me just check, because I want to get the exact number for you guys here. But I believe that was a 69 cc saw, but hang on. Engine displacement right there. Okay. So let me art history right here. Just hang tight. Yes. Right here. It says, during 1965, American Lincoln Corporation introduced the model AL12. It was a 4.2 cubic inch, 69 cc knockoff of the very successful Homelite XL12. This was the first Lombard chainsaw with their own engine and was to be the basis of a series of successful Lombard models. So, Lombard, you took Homelite's design and improved upon it, and it was a success. But the Lombard AL12 was only made from 65 to 67, whereas, as I said before, the XL12 was from 64 to 88. So it was a much longer lasting legacy with the XL12. Let me see here. Weight of the Lombard, 14 pounds 8 ounces with a 16 bar chain, 16 inch bar and chain. And XL12 is 12 pounds 12 ounces. Powerhead only, it says. So that's not a huge difference in weight, considering that you're getting all that extra motor size with the Lombard. Tillotson carburetors, all Tillotson carburetors on the XL12, which is funny because the XL12 I have has an SDC wall barrel. So I don't know if maybe Grandpa changed the carb out on it, or maybe this just doesn't tell everything. I don't know. Who knows? And the Lombards were Tillotsons, also HS series. Maximum engine RPM on the Lombard 7,000 to 8,000. XL12 under load would be 6,000, and free speed, just free turning, no load, 9,500 to 10,500. So that's quite a bit of difference there. Let's see here. Longest bar supplied for the Lombard, 16 inch. Shortest bar supplied, 16 inch, sorry. Longest bar, 24 inches. And same exact, wait a minute, nope. Shortest bar for the XL12 was a 12 inch, and the longest bar is 24 inch. Okay, now the Lombard, the Super AL 42. Let me spin the camera here. This is what it looked like, guys. Brand spanking new, the Lombard. Okay. XL12. Look at that. There's two different models. There's a red model. It was the blue ones. The early ones were blue, like that. And then as it went later on through the years, they went to red. And mine would be, I would guess, not really sure. It would be obviously newer than this, newer than the blue model. And I don't know, the solid red probably came before the red and black. That's what I'm thinking. And mine is red with black side cover. So there were a lot of differences between the Lombard and the XL12, but it was the same exact saw, essentially, as far as the chassis and everything. When you look at it, even like the angle, XL12 on the clutch side cover has like a real, it comes down and then it goes up at like a real odd angle, and the Lombard and everything is exactly the same. So it's pretty crazy to see that they took everything about the XL12 almost and copied it to a T, and then gave it a bigger engine and all that. That's how they got so much success off it, because it was like a souped up XL12 and everybody's like, oh my gosh. So anyway, that's pretty cool, guys. So here's a few specifications for you. I don't really have a whole much more to say as far as specs. I think that's just about it. But it's pretty cool, these old saws and the history behind them. And there was a lot of companies that were in competition like that. And, you know, some companies even shared saw designs, and just like we were talking about with the Solo and Homelite deal. And in this case, you had two companies that were just in big competition. And I have to admit, it was a smart move on Lombard's part. It's a dirty trick, but it was a smart move. So, okay guys, we're going to get into the video now. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun. And here it is. Hey guys, Codger here. I got Grandpa's old XL12 here. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to try to get it to start. I've not even tried to start this yet. So this will be completely on camera. I don't know how long it's been sitting. It was hanging up in the garage, like up over the attic of the garage, in kind of like a Homelite boneyard. So it's probably been sitting for, geez, 30 years anyway, I would say. Maybe longer. Not really sure. But anyway, the tank was dry, so that's a good sign. So I put a little gas in it. It's got spark. I checked for spark, so yeah. I don't know if it'll start up or not, but we'll find out. So high hopes. We'll see. All right. Okay, guys. The age-old question: how many pulls does it take to start a Homelite XL12? All right. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Pull the choke out. Put the trigger lock on, maybe. That'll work. I don't know if that works or not. Promising. Okay. Pull the choke back out. Come on, baby. Choke back in. Idles and everything. Can you believe it? Totally not. That is crazy. Guys, they just don't make saws like this anymore. They don't make anything like they used to. All these saws had those metal gas lines on them. So, I mean, you never had to change the fuel lines out. I mean, this is crazy. Nuts, totally nuts. That's insane. So, the only thing I had to do was the starter recoil spring thing was all bound up. Been sitting so long, so you'd pull it and it would just bind. And so anyway, so I just took the cover off here and sprayed a little WD-40 in there, pulled it a bunch of times, get everything worked, and it actually fixed itself. So I lucked out there because I don't like having to deal with those. And I actually have another Homelite that will be coming soon if I ever get the spring back in it, because that one was screwed up and I took it apart and the spring blew out and it was a nightmare. Anyway, so the XL12 is a runner, idles and everything. That is crazy. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy, guys. So yeah, that's awesome. So I'll get the chain sharpened up and we'll cut some wood. It's crazy. I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, this shows you what it used to be like, you know? Stuff used to be quality, American made. Look at that. Thing's a beast. It's a little beast, but it's still a beast. That's awesome. Look at it. Look at it. Just a little gas and had to unstick that rewind. Wow. I think that chain is like new, or pretty close to new. That's awesome. Alright guys, I'll get this sharpened up and we will cut some wood. I'm so excited. This is going so good. Alright guys, thanks. Be right back. Okay guys, update on the XL12 here. See what's going on? Watch this. I'm having trouble with the chain sticking. For some reason it won't turn when it idles. I don't know why. I don't know what the problem is. I hit the switch there with my toe. I didn't die, but I don't know what the problem is. It's like it sticks and it doesn't want to turn, and then I take the cover off and I put everything back, you know, and then it'll turn a couple times and then it'll stick again. And I don't know if it's the clutch or what it is, but something's goofy. Something's really goofy. But the saw seems to run pretty good, you know, so I don't know. It's kind of confusing the crap out of me, really. So, I don't know. Jeez. I might have to take that clutch cover off. That might be sticking. I might take this cover off. Take the clutch. That's actually warm, too. Yeah. Take this cover off. Look at the little Homelite guy flexing. That's pretty funny. Alright, anyway, we'll take this cover off. We'll take the outer cover off the clutch, okay, and clean that in there, because that might be binding. I watched a guy on YouTube who had a problem similar on his steel chainsaw, and that's what was going on. And I think the clutch on this is set up that way. I don't think it's the reverse like the Dolomire, so we'll try it. We'll try that. Okay guys, so in case you haven't noticed, alright, I have the ratchet on here. I'm just getting ready to loosen up the nuts on the case here. And see what's going on. Gotta get that right angle here. I'll be able to do this on camera. To be perfect. Oh, there it goes. Whoa, okay. Alright. So we're going to spin these nuts off. I got a mag tray right there ready to go. Spin these off. We're going to see what's going on here. I don't know. This thing's been a pain. As far as running, I think it runs good. I don't know though, because I haven't got it to stop doing this long enough to really worry about it. Yeah, okay, let's get the traditional clutch set up. So, take that case off. Slip this off. Flip that over. Just lay that in there. Alright. Make sure the saw's off. Yeah, okay. Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is going to get interesting. Okay, I might have to back that off a little bit. I wonder if it's something to do with the chain pitch. The way I've got it pitched here. Why it's, I mean, when you put a bar on, you're supposed to make sure it sets up high, but, you know, this almost looks like this might not be the chain for the bar for this saw. Like somebody modified it. I don't know. Grandpa was kind of famous for anything and everything. So, I don't really want to turn you upside down because it's going to get weird, but that screw, where is it? Right there? That's your chain tensioner screw. See where it is? That's where it is on this. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to actually just start loosening that. You'll see the bar drop. There it is. Alright. Now, it's loose enough. I should be able to just take it off. There again, everything one-handed gets interesting, but okay, I think it's coming off. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, we're gonna just lay the bar down. Okay. All right. Ow, jeez, wow, that clutch is hot. Woo. Ow, that is friggin' warm. All right. Well, that's epic. Okay, we're gonna lay this down down in there with that one. Yeah, that's freaking hot, guys. Like, ow. Yeah. Okay. So what we'll have to do is take that flywheel off on the other side, I believe. Maybe not, but I think this is just going to turn the whole thing when we try to do this here. What do we got here? 9/16? That's 9/16. Okay. Ratchet. Where's my great big rat? Oh, I dropped it. Okay. This is getting interesting. There it is. Okay. We're going to give it a whirl, but I think, like I say, I'm going to have to get on the other side. Yeah. Yeah, it's just turning the flywheel. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take the cover off here, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. I just got the clutch off, the clutch cover off. I had a ratchet on this side and a ratchet on this side. So, first of all, the clutch was not even close to being tight. Like, I didn't even have to break it away or nothing. It was like, not even, was that bearing supposed to be on there? I guess it was. I'll slide. Yeah, okay. So that bearing has to slide in there. Bushing. That'd be a bushing. Metal. Yeah, that's probably not good. So yeah, this thing is burning hot. Well, this is warm. That's burning hot. I don't know. It doesn't look dirty. I mean, looking inside, where are you? There you are. It really doesn't look dirty. I mean, it's just, there's a little bit of build up. I don't know, I'll clean it. I mean, definitely clean it. But I don't know. I'm wondering if there's such a thing as the clutch being too loose. I mean, obviously. But I mean, I'm wondering if that had something to do with it. Because that was, I mean, that wasn't even... So let me think. Like, if it's on there, right? And then it, like, it's loose. It have to be awful loose. But maybe it just wasn't... Because it's grabbing. It's obviously grabbing when it shouldn't be. I don't know, guys. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm kind of stumped. I'm hoping my clutch ain't bad, because the chances... Ow, that's hot. The chances of me finding another one for a saw this old are less than phenomenal. I'm a little bit better off than the Lombard. If you saw that video, that didn't even have guts in the clutch. Or maybe we didn't show that part in the video, but yeah, that had just outer cover and no guts. But that's, jeez, I don't know. That's pretty hot. I don't think it should be that hot. I don't know. That's definitely odd. Well, guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean this up really good. And probably with some carb cleaner. That's what I read online works well. So I'm going to go ahead and clean it up really nice with carb cleaner. And I'm going to do some research, because that's, I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me. And maybe I'll look too while I'm researching and see if you can actually get clutches for this, just as a kind of a little tidbit of information that I might need later. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna figure some things out and I'll be back. Hey guys, it's Codger. Hope this video is going to turn out. It's late at night. I don't usually film at night, and well, it's not night, but it's like, what do we got? Almost 5 o'clock, maybe? Is that right? I'm not sure. I think so. So anyway, It's kind of dark in here. I'm hoping, like I said, this comes out alright. But I gotta try filming when it's darker in here anyway, so I know if I can do it. But anyway, wanted to give you some updates on the XL12. So, the other day in the video, the last clip you saw, I had taken the clutch off because the chain wasn't turning on the bar when I revved it up when it was running. So, I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know. Is it the clutch? So, what I did, this is funny. This is what I always do. I called Gigi, my grandfather, up on the phone, and I was like, hey, listen, Gigi. It's pretty funny. So, I'm like, hey, listen, Gigi, this is the problem I got. Fix it. I do this all the time. I'm like, you got to tell me what's going on, right? So he's like, okay, so what's the problem? I explained it all out to him, right? He said, check the oiler holes on your bar, make sure they're not plugged, and the one coming out of the saw, and make sure there's oil on it. I'm like, okay. And I got to thinking about that, and I was like, well, I can't imagine that's making that much of a difference if the chain won't turn. Like, shouldn't the chain turn, but just not good? You know? I was like, God damn it. So, I had the bar, well, I had the whole thing apart anyway, right? So, I went ahead and I put the clutch back together. And I checked the bar. And I had filled this up with oil. I thought I had, because I had intended on cutting wood with it. Until I realized I had that issue. So, anyway, I started checking the oil holes and stuff on the bar, and they're all solid plugged with sawdust. So I'm like, well, geez, maybe this is, what's going on. So I clean them all out. Then I clean out where the oil pumps out of the saw itself, that little hole. It's just a tiny little pinhole, right? So I cleaned that all out. That was plugged. And I'm pumping the oiler button, because it's manual oiler, right? So I'm pumping on it, and I'm watching, there's nothing coming out. And I'm like, oh boy, is there like some shot between the oiler and the, So, I keep pumping, then all of a sudden it goes, psst, and I'm like, huh. So I guess it had been so long since it had any oil in it, or had anybody working the oiler or whatever, it had no oil in the system, you know what I mean? So I had to pump it that many times to get oil cycling through and get it pumped all the way out until it is so crazy. So anyway, I got the oil going. So then I took the bar, and I want to show you some things here in case you haven't seen them before. This is a bar off another saw I have that I haven't showed you guys yet, but let me flip the camera around here. Okay, guys, so you have oiler holes on the bars, like I was telling you. Back here, on this one, is where they are. See that hole there? And what that does is it disperses. There's one on this side, too. And these are all plugged up on this, because this is an old bar that I don't use. But what it does is it dispenses oil into the groove on the bar. See the groove there? Okay. It puts the oil right into there, so that the links and stuff on the chain can catch that, and it lubricates it, and it lets it turn freely and everything. And most bars have a roller tip here and there. Okay. And you can oil that too and grease it. There's usually a little grease port there. Right there on this one. But anyway, I don't think, if I remember right, this one has one. This is the old style bar where there's nothing in the tip that, and it just cycles itself off the clutch, and there's nothing to help it. So that creates extra resistance, combined with the fact that the oiler and everything was all plugged up. So I pumped the oil to it wicked until the oil was spraying out of that hole good, put it all back together, cleaned the rail out here, and mounted it all back up on the saw. So then I went out, started up the saw, and everything turned fine, no blue smoke, everything worked great, right? So I was like, awesome, ready to go, right? So, the next day, actually, I had to go over to my grandparents because we just had this great big storm here, and there was trees down all around their house, and limbs and stuff. So, I had to go over, and I had to buzz up the trees and stuff. So I needed 2 saws, ideally, that ran, because my saws are finicky or they're old, and I wanted to make sure that I had something that ran. And most of my saws aren't quite ready to be run yet. So I took the pull-on, as they say, and the XL12. So I got over there in the morning, and this was the day after I did all that work to the pull-on. So I went over and started the saws up, made sure they, were running good and everything. Tried to tune them up. The pull-on wouldn't idle. It was like, what the heck? I just tuned this yesterday, right? And now today it won't idle again. So I was like, whatever. So I screwed around with it there for a while. Got it so it would idle. And then the XL12 started that right up. Ran great. When shut it off, got electrocuted. I'm telling you what, right? So, I'd already had that experience with the Dolmar. So I knew what it was. I knew there was something probably funky with the switch. But I didn't want to get into it. I needed to get the trees cut up and get on my way. Right? So, because I had pretty much a day's work there to get everything sawed up. So, filed them up, started cutting wood. Well, everything was going good, and the XL12 was running great. Pulling kept shutting off on me. I'm telling you. So, you let off the trigger and it would die. So you pull it, start it back up, rev it up, saw something, let off the trigger to die. So we did that for a while. Then the starter rope thing frigged up on me again. I'm telling you guys. So I took the cover off. It wasn't severe. It skipped the spool again and tied itself up on me. So I had to just take the screws out of the cover and unwind it from the outside of the spool and let it retract back in. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but anyway, so got that all back together. Same deal with the pulling, right? So all of a sudden, the XL12 just quits. Like, not like a, but like a, just like somebody shut it off. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So Gigi and I were talking about it. I was like, alright. So he said, well, let's try to tune up the pull and get that so it'll run a little better. And you can finish cutting everything up. So we tried. Ended up with the friggin' throttle stuck open on it. Couldn't get it shut off. Then I'm sitting there, we get that fixed, right? So that's not doing that. We're trying to tune it up, and it's just not taking. So then I'm like, let me try. So I'm revving it up, and I'm tuning it. All of a sudden, I get this friggin' zap. It's like the worst zap of my life. Way worse than these old saws. It left me numb halfway up my arm. I let the guy eyes out of me. Let go of the saw. Jeez, I'm telling you. Wow. So Gigi's like, what happened? And I'm like, I got friggin' lifted. And he's like, how? And I'm like, I don't know. It's a friggin' plastic trigger. And I was just revving it up. So, I'm like, I don't know, but I ain't doing that again. So anyway, we played around with that thing, I'm telling you. So, we gave up on the saws and we went and we had lunch. And I told him, I said, listen, to quote Larry on Newhart, you guys, My younger viewers probably have no idea what that show is. It's an old TV show from from like the 80s, the New Hire show. Anyway, so I said, to quote Larry from New Hire, "I'm mad enough to stomp bunnies." So we went and we had lunch, and I thought about it, and I was like, that XL12, I had this problem. First time, when I took the cover off, when the rewind was screwed up, and I wanted to spray the WD-40 down in there, I took that cover off, and there's of course, the power wire to the switch, right? So I took the cover off, fixed the rewind, whatever, put it all back together, and I had no spark, and I was like, I just had spark before. So I opened it back up, and I had pinched that wire between the case and the saw itself. So I was thinking during lunch, I was like, I wonder if that happened again, and it's, because it would kick, but it wouldn't go again. Because the first time it just quit, like somebody shut it off, and then he'd start it up, and it would run again, and then he'd cut a little more wood or whatever, and then it would quit out again, and then it's like, I don't get that. So anyway, in the end, this is what I decided. I decided that it had to be that wire was pinched, and it was robbing the spark just enough that it was like, you know, the wire was moving around in there or whatever, and it was screwing it up, and it was like it would have spark, not have spark, have spark, not have spark, and that's why it would run, and then it wouldn't run, and then it would run for a second, and then it would die, and every time it would die, though, it was just a straight off dead, like the switch was shut off. So we took the cover off. Sure enough, there was a piece of wire in there, the power wire for the switch. The coating had come off it, just like on the Dolmar, bare wires. So that explained a lot, right? I was so scared after the first time this lifted me in the morning, I was shutting it off with my foot, just kicking the switch down with my foot. But anyway, so we got a piece of like shrink tape, put that shrink cover in, you know, the shrink tubing, put that on there, heated it up, you know, shrunk it around, put it all back together, ran great. I mean, tip-top shape. So cut wood with it the rest of that afternoon, never had no problem with it. And we cut a lot of wood too. A lot of wood. So this thing runs like a top. I mean, it ain't much to look at. It was definitely one of Grandpa's more used saws. I mean, she's pretty bad shape, but this thing runs like wicked. So anyway, here's what we're gonna do, guys. I got it all back together, obviously, from everything, and it's been running great. I started up, what was it, this morning or yesterday morning? I can't remember. And it still starts and runs great. Everything's going good. I will say this thing's a little bit of a gas hog, though. That's the only thing I can say. But, yeah. So what we're going to do is, in the next video on this saw, we're going to cut wood with it. That's going to be the video of it. So, stay tuned. That's coming up. Next video. This saw is pretty crazy, guys. You're going to love it. I love the saw. I absolutely love it. It's really, really neat. And it's neat, too, because Gigi has the AL42 Lombard. And this is like its big brother, you know? Well, it's like its little brother motor-wise, but it came first. Kind of like the chicken or the egg theory, you know? The Homelite XL12 came first. So in that way, it's like its daddy. So this is pretty fun. But so we'll do that in a upcoming video right off, just as soon as we get a good weather day when either I'm not working or I'm home early or, you know, something like that, that I can get a video done on it. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe for the XL12. And this is going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. This will be the first of the old saws that you'll get to see cut wood. And she's pretty impressive. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.